Do I have a story for you? Join me on my eventful travel day as I go from Tokyo to Shanghai. I share my experience aboard Air China, how I paid for things, how I accessed the internet, and sharing my mistakes that I made all in one single day. I told the taxi to go to the wrong station, so I missed my shuttle. So you don't make the same mistakes. And make sure you stick around to the end because I have a story to share with you about my Shanghai taxi adventure. It was an ordeal. Oh, and I'll give you a room tour of the Courtyard Marriott where I stayed in Shanghai. Okay, let's go. I was flying out of Narita Airport and I typically take the train from my Hama station, but I took a taxi and I mistakenly asked them to go to Urayasu station, which is a completely different station, and I completely messed up, and I did not know I messed up until we were halfway there, so by that point I just thought, let's just take the train from there. We're off to a great start. I forgot to reload my Suica card. Add money to my Suica card, please. No, oh no. I picked the wrong card. That's not the card I want. We're off to a great start today. We really are. It's amazing. Since I messed up, I have to take a different train from Urayasu Station. I've never done this before, so going from Urayasu Station all the way to Toyo Katsudai Station. Then I'm going to switch there to the Keisei line that goes right to Narita Airport. Normally I would go for my Hama station, but because I messed up, I have to take an alternate route. You can see my route from my Hama station to Narita Airport in my Hong Kong travel video, so I'll have it on the screen so you can go check it out. It's not my morning. I hope things go better.
This train is the rapid service. The next stop is Nichole S. お客様にお願いいたします。走行中、揺れることがあります。ご注意ください。The next stop is Nichole T23. This train is bound for Toyo Katsudai on the Toyo Rapid Line. This train stops at all stations after Nichole. Please change here for the JR line.
I know you're probably thinking, Chris, you always tell us to take the bus to Narita or Haneda, so why are you taking the train? Well, the reason is because to get to Narita, the buses don't leave early enough from Tokyo Disney, so that's why I end up taking the train.
まもなく東洋勝田台、東洋勝田台終点です。お忘れ物のないようご注意ください。東洋高速鉄道をご利用いただきましてありがとうございました。お出口は左側です。Arriving at 東洋勝田台 TR9, the last stop. Thank you for traveling with us, and we look forward to serving you again. ご注意ください。
All right, have until 9:40, so about 5 minutes. I'm a bit thirsty, and I'm also cold. So, you know what I'm going to get? I'm going to get my favorite hojicha, which is roasted green tea. love hojicha. More than green tea. It's nice and warm too. I'll never get over this. They have 2 separate slots, one for bottles, one for cans, but they go to the same place. Thankfully, I am super early, so I am not in a rush whatsoever. So there's north and south. I think I'm on the south. Yeah, Air China. So we're going this way. This is my least favorite part of arriving to Narita by train, is you have to go up all these escalators just to get to the departures area. So I just feel like I'm going up escalator after escalator after escalator. And you gotta go right, then you gotta go left. You go right and left. Yeah, you're going every which way just to get up to the departures area. We're almost there, I swear. No, really, we are almost there. Where are we? Where's the check-in counter? Air China. Counter doesn't open till 11. Okay. I'm a little bit early. What time is it? It's only 20 after 10. So F. F. Where's F? Okay, right in the middle. So we're here, and then we go here. Alright, so we got a few minutes to kill. I forgot to mail out my Christmas cards, so thankfully there is a post office here at the airport, so I'm going to drop off these Christmas cards. Look how cute those are. Ugh. There's a check-in counter. Looks like there's a lot of people lined up. So I'm going to get in line. They're not open quite yet, so hopefully it goes by relatively quickly. I have a story to tell you about my booking with Air China, so let me get checked in here and through security, and then I'll share the story with you. Made it through security. I mean, I wasn't expecting to run into any issues. I'm gonna get some Starbucks, and I'm gonna tell you a little story about my booking with Air China. This looks like a nice area to sit. There's a nice little area behind Starbucks here, so I'm sitting down and waiting for my flight. I have about an hour. So like I said, I have a story about booking with Air China. So everything was fine. We booked, and the reason why I went with Air China was because they had better flight times out of Narita. Because I was looking at Jetstar and Peach, and they were cheaper, but the issue for me, at least, was they had flights that would leave at 10 o'clock at night, and you would arrive in Shanghai at 3, 4 in the morning. And you know what? I'm not in my 20s anymore. I'd rather have a good night's sleep. I cannot sleep on planes to save my life. So instead of being tired, I thought I would pay a little bit more and fly midday. So that's why I chose Air China. Now everything was fine and dandy up until we needed to change our flight, because plans changed and we needed to fly out of Beijing instead of Shanghai, because we were also going from Shanghai to Beijing. So Shanghai, we're going to Disneyland, and then we're going to Universal up in Beijing, and it just made more sense for us to fly back from Beijing instead of going down back to Shanghai, because that's kind of what we initially thought we would do. But anyway, so I thought we could change our flights on the website, and I was wrong. I didn't realize that. At least from what I could see, you couldn't. So we had to phone them, and I had to fill out a form, and I had to put all this information on the form and send it in to them, and it took a couple days to process, and it was just incredibly painful, more painful than it needed to be, I thought. In the end, everything was fine. We did have to pay a change fee and also like fare difference and stuff, which was fine. I was expecting that. I knew that was going to happen. But it ended up being cheaper to fly out of Beijing than having to go back down to Shanghai like the day before and getting another hotel and things like that. So, yeah. Anyway, it was just, being able to change the flight was just very, very painful. And I looked up online afterwards, and I guess that's the common thing. I didn't realize that. So, lesson learned. I've never flown Air China before, so we'll see how it goes. I've read that, you know, it's fine. It's an airline. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. In order to visit mainland China, depending on which passport you hold, you're going to need a tourist visa ahead of time. Now, I got mine back in 2017, so it's multi-entry and it's good for 10 years. There's also a transit visa if you don't want to get a multi-entry visa, so you can Google that. There's tons of information out there already. You can tell this was an older plane because there wasn't TVs on the back of the seats there, and I'm just scoping things out as you do. And I'm 5'11" or about 180 centimeters, and I felt like I had enough legroom there in economy. When I booked my flight, I was asked if I wanted a special meal, and I didn't see an option to just give me whatever since I'm not that particular. But it wasn't very clear, so I ended up getting the low sodium meal, which was incredibly bland if I'm being completely honest. And it was fine. At least the chicken was nice and juicy, and there was this jelly stuff in there. I really wasn't sure what it was. And then there was this jelly that was like an apple puree, which actually wasn't too bad. It kind of felt like jellied baby food to me, texture-wise. And they also had an assortment of soft drinks like Coke Zero, water, teas, things like that. I also have to say that the staff were incredibly friendly the entire time. They were very lovely. While they didn't have the TVs on the backs of the seats, they did have the TV screens above the seats, and they didn't have any entertainment that I saw during our 2.5-hour flight, but they did leave on the map so you can watch us go from Tokyo to Shanghai. And whenever I'm flying, I always put this on and I just have it playing because I'm usually watching something on my phone, like on Netflix. Right now, I am obsessed with Pokemon Concierge. There's only 4 episodes, and I want them to have more. Please, I want more of that. One habit that I have is I always read the safety card, which, you know, everyone should be doing anyway. I have flown many times, but I always make a point to go through these just to make sure I have a good refresher in case something comes up and we have to evacuate or something like that. So I always just like to be prepared because you never know, right? If you've ever flown Jetstar before, if you look at the illustrations for the children's life vests, it looks like you're drinking a Capri Sun. If you've seen it before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I forgot how long this walk was. Feels nice though, after sitting for almost 3 hours. So I missed my shuttle. I booked the shuttle to the Courtyard Marriott, Courtyard Shanghai International Tourism and Resorts Zone. I've stayed there last time I was here actually. It's right by Disney. They have a shuttle that goes to Disney. They also have a shuttle from the airport to the hotel, but you have to book it ahead of time, and they only have set times. So to do that, if you make your reservation, download the Marriott app, and then your reservation, there's a section to do a chat, and you can just ask them to book the shuttle for you, and then they'll come and do that. They'll tell you where to go. It's mostly clearly marked. I had to go to parking 2, and then they give you a letter. Mine was H6. I missed it by about 15 minutes. That's because the immigration line took forever. We landed at 4 o'clock. My shuttle was at 4:50. I didn't get out there until 5:10, 5:05. Yeah, 15 minutes after. So I missed it. I just messaged them again on the Marriott app. They just rebooked it. The next one's on until 6:50, so I have just over an hour to wait. Kind of messed up a lot today. Hopefully that's it for the rest of today. But I am resting at Starbucks. There's a Starbucks right outside when you come in, or when you leave the arrivals area. Having a coconut iced espresso. It's actually quite lovely. It is a little sweet though. I guess I should have asked for it with half sweetener maybe. While we're waiting, I guess I can talk about how I have data on my phone and everything. So I use the eSIM called Airlo, I think that's how you pronounce it, Airlo. And they have a SIM, eSIMs for around the world, and they have one for China as well, which I ended up getting. And it actually allows you to access all the blocked websites like Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all that through the eSIM. So I had nothing else to really set up VPN-wise. I had set up on my phone and now it works, so I have access to everything. I do have a VPN though for my computer, so I can upload to YouTube and stuff like that. I use Surfshark. And then for payment stuff, I downloaded the app called Alipay. And I'll put a link in the description with all this stuff for you. So I linked my credit cards on there because a lot of places take QR code payments. Cash, like you can use cash, but you're gonna have a better time using Alipay. I talked to friends that live here and they all said get Alipay. I've seen some videos of people coming here without Alipay or like a QR code payment, and it looked like it was a pain. So I made sure that I did not make that same mistake. I had WeChat last time I was here, so I re-downloaded that. And I also got the Metro apps as well, the Shanghai Metro app and also the Metro Man app, because I'm also going up to Beijing afterwards, but we're taking the train there. I'm gonna enjoy my Starbucks here and wait for my shuttle. After waiting about an hour and a half for my shuttle, I went back down to the parking lot, which I went to initially, and that's how I found out that my shuttle had left without me. Anyway, went back down there. It was pretty cold outside. I think it was probably around minus 10 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. Someone could put it in the comments. The shuttle showed up, and I'll be honest, I was a little paranoid that I was going to miss it again, so I was double checking, triple checking to make sure I knew where I was. My driver was very lovely, very polite. He didn't speak any English. I wasn't expecting him to, but we exchanged pleasantries and he made sure I was who I said I was, and then we were on our way. And it was a nice 25 minute ride to the Courtyard Marriott. Thankfully, checking into the Courtyard Marriott was very uneventful. I'm grateful for that because it has been an eventful day. I checked out the Christmas decorations and I wanted to get myself up to the room. So let's head up there and I'll give you a little tour of what the room looks like. I got the room with the king bed because it's just me this time. So there's the bedroom. We'll look at that in a second. So here we have the closet, bathrobes, ironing board, slippers. I have mine on already. There's a safe down there and everything. Shoehorn, all that fun stuff. And over here, this is the bathroom, which has a door that looks right into the bedroom. And you can close it, but I'm gonna leave mine open. Because like I said, I'm the only one here. sink, bathroom, amenities, bottles of water, little amenities like nothing too special. Then the toilet and the shower. So it's a big old shower room, which is nice. I do like a big shower room. And that's my suitcase. So nice big king bed for me. Place to sit down. I'm not gonna look outside because you can't see anything. I tried earlier, can't see nothing. And the mini bar is free apparently. There's a couple things in there. Oh, 7-Up. Juice of some sort. And yeah, there's a lot of space here. I remember when I stayed here 5 years ago. You know, I enjoyed it. And these are the outlets that they have. So I brought myself an adapter so I can plug in my stuff. Do I have a story for you? Oh, goodness. You know, things don't always go to plan, and getting here was one of those things. So, as you saw earlier, I missed my shuttle to come to the Courtyard Marriott. Well, when I got here, I wanted to go to Disneytown, and really the best way is to take the shuttle. Well, the last shuttle left at 7 o'clock, and I didn't get here till after 8, so there's no more shuttles. So I had to ask them what's the best way to get there, because I wanted to check out, walk around Disneytown for a little bit, even though I know things closed at 10 o'clock. So I asked the front desk, and they said they would call me a taxi. So they used the app Didi to call me a taxi, which was all fine and dandy. That's the version of Uber. So taxi was called, and yeah, it was in the app saying I was going to Disneytown. Taxi came and got me. Then that's where things got a little strange. So he was following the signs, and there was a sign, if I recall correctly, that said like pick up and drop off. And we went there, and we were at the parking attendants, you know, kind of like similar to other Disney parks, you know, when you're parking your vehicle, you know, there's the gates where you have to pay for everything. We went there, and there was an exchange between the driver and the cast member there. There was a lot of back and forth for 2 minutes, and I don't speak Mandarin other than the pleasantries, so I really had no idea what was going on. And it sounded like we weren't going to get let through, and I really wasn't sure. I did hear the word Disneytown said quite a bit. Eventually, we were let through after about 2 minutes, but then the driver took me to the Toy Story Hotel, or at least he attempted to, and I was confused. And before I kind of realized what was going on, we got to the security gate for Toy Story Hotel, and 2 security guards came over, and presumably they were probably asking him, like, are you picking up, dropping off, you know, the standard questions that typically happen. And of course I'm assuming here because I really don't know what was being said. And the security guard asked me in English if I was checking in. I said, no, I'm going to Disneytown. And he was confused. So then there was like a lot of back and forth between the driver and the security guard. Then another security guard came, and he asked me the same questions. And I kept saying Disneytown. I want to go to Disneytown. And I even took out, I used DeepL for translation. So I said into the app, I'm going to Disneytown, and showed that to the security guards. And then they told the driver. And there was like a lot of back and forth for probably a good 5 minutes. I was really confused as to what was going on. And then eventually he took me to where I guess I was supposed to go. It looked like it was a taxi pickup and drop off area. So I was finally there. And then this is where things got even more stressful. So I was using Alipay to pay for the taxi. And so I had no problems using Alipay prior to this because like at Starbucks and another place, they just scanned the QR code and it charged my card just fine. But the issue came when I needed to scan the driver's QR code to pay for it because I don't have cash on me. And so I scanned the QR code through the Alipay app, and the Alipay app is common, so he knew what to do. But then the issue was on my end. My Canadian credit card wouldn't work because it triggered the security option. And the security option for my card in particular was to send a text message. Well, I'm not going to get that text message when I'm abroad. It's not going to work. So thankfully I added another credit card. I have my Japanese one in there, and it also did trigger a security thing, and it sent an email, thank goodness. I had access to my email, and it sent me a code to send to my email, and I was able to finally get Alipay working. But this was over the course of probably a good 5 minutes, and that felt like the longest 5 minutes of my life. It was very stressful because I was worried I was not going to be able to pay for the taxi, and silly me, I should have had cash as a backup, but that's my mistake. That is totally on me. But it all worked out in the end. But I'm still giggling about this after the fact. So while we were, I don't remember at what point in the trip this happened, but we were driving, and the driver just casually let out the biggest, loudest fart I've ever heard in my life. Just casually, just let it go, lack of a better term. And I just sat there thinking, wait, did that just actually happen? Okay, sure, like better out than in, I guess, right? But it's just, I wasn't expecting that, and I don't know what it is with farts, and it's just funny. I don't know. I really don't know why. I guess, at the end of the day, we all really don't grow up, right? It's still stupidly funny at the end of the day. It was an ordeal, but everything worked out in the end. I got to Disneytown, walked around for a little bit, and then I took the shuttle back here to the Courtyard Marriott. There's a shuttle. You go to Donald Duck parking lot number 5. There's clear signage, and then you just look for the Courtyard Marriott shuttle and get on and everything. Anyway, it's just, travel doesn't always go the way you think it will, so. But it makes for a really fun story at the end of the day. I'm laughing about it. Even during, like, when it was happening, if this happened to me maybe 5 years ago, I probably would have been stressed out of my mind and maybe even broke down into tears. But throughout this whole thing, I just kind of thought, well, I guess we'll just see what happens. I don't know. It'll get figured out in the end. I'm just going to Disneytown at the end of the day, so it's not that serious. Well, today I am moving to the Toy Story Hotel, and we're going to go to Zootopia, and then after that we are going up to Beijing to do Universal Studios Beijing, so I'm going to have videos out for that. In what order these videos are going to come out, I'll probably have the Zootopia one out before that, so if you're watching this and things look out of order, it's probably because they are, but I will have links up on the screen for you so you can check out the videos. So thank you so much for joining me on my travel day. It was an adventure, let's just put it that way, and it makes for a great story. All right, explorers, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.